Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be talking about Kaplan Online for the PCAT. So the specific course that I took was Kaplan Online with a live teacher. So there are 3 different types of online courses Kaplan offers for the PCAT. The first one is at your own pace. You have access to on-demand lessons, but they aren't live. The second one they offer is Kaplan Online with a live teacher, and that's the one that I took. And then the last one is the live teacher and a one-on-one tutor. For my course, we met twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday. We met from 6 to 9 p.m. Now with my schedule, that's the one that fit best with me. However, there were other courses that were available at different times. There were some that were shorter, that didn't last for 2 months or 3 months, and there were some that lasted longer than the one I took. However, the ones that were shorter met 4 days a week for a good many hours. Now, the structure of the course. Before the class even started, we were sent a package with all of our material. We were sent 2 books. We got our review notes and our lesson book. Inside the lesson book, I think we were given study sheets, and they're just basically the basics of each section of the PCAT and just specific things that you need to make sure you know. We were also sent flashcards. Now, they didn't come like this. They came in a paper and you had to tear them out, but these have probably been the best investment, the best thing from this class. Now, the last thing I got in my packet from Kaplan was a noteboard booklet and a wet erase marker. Now, this is almost exactly like what you get when you take the PCAT. Kaplan highly recommends using this whenever you're taking practice tests or section tests, just to get you ready for taking the actual PCAT. For the online class, we had a checklist of things that we needed to get done before our first class. In the checklist, there were a lot of things that were just orientation videos and how to get used to the system and how to use the course. And there was a diagnostic test. Now, this test wasn't completely like the PCAT. It didn't have 48 questions in each section, and it didn't have a writing sample. However, the questions were to the caliber of PCAT questions, and it got you used to timed sections. Now, when you take the diagnostic test, there is a choice where you can choose more time than allowed on the PCAT, or use the regular time or unlimited time. I chose the regular time just to see how the time constraints would be for me. Now, afterwards, they give you a breakdown of your scores just like the PCAT will. They give you your scaled score and your percentile score and your composite score. And that kind of gave you an idea of where you were and what you really needed to focus on for these next few weeks or months during the class. Now, for my first class, we had critical reading. For the homework, we had homework in our review notes, and it was pretty much just telling us what the PCAT was and the breakdown of the critical reading section. And the notes were kind of tips and tricks on how to best read the sections of the critical reading and what type of questions they were going to ask you. Now, it didn't give a lot of practice besides the end of the chapters, but it was good material to know if you had no idea what the PCAT actually contained. Now, when Tuesday came at 6 p.m., I logged into Kaplan, and you are sent to a different type of browser, and you wait until 6 p.m. on the dot and your class opens. Now, for the class, the teacher was in the right-hand corner, so we could see him, but he could not see us. However, we did have a group chat where we all responded, and that's how we could answer questions or ask questions to the teacher. But we also had a poll where if he asked a multiple choice question, we could answer the question and it would be anonymous. We also had another teacher who was off camera. She was there so that if we had any specific questions or questions we didn't want to ask in the public chat, She was there to answer the questions for us. Now, both of them combined made the class really effective, and we learned a lot in those 3 hours. The PCAT is divided into 4 sections: biological processes, chemical processes, quantitative reasoning, and critical reading. Kaplan divides their classes into the same type of sections. However, chemical processes is divided into general chemistry and organic chemistry because it is a lot to do Gen Chem and OChem in the same class. Now, for the homework, we had before class homework and after class homework. The before class was our reading and some quizzes, and the after class homework usually consisted of more quizzes and sometimes a section test. Now, Kaplan estimates the time for each section and how long it takes. The reading usually estimated about 2 hours to 3 hours, and all the quizzes were 10 minutes, and all of the section tests were 45 minutes to an hour. Another great thing about Kaplan Online is the practice tests. I feel like out of everything that you can use to study, practice tests are the best thing to use. Kaplan gives you 5 practice tests, and it does recommend when to take the practice tests. I think our first practice test was available to us after we had completed our first unit. So we had gone over everything in the PCAT and kind of touched base on each section. Now, when we all took our first practice test, it was not pretty. Some didn't improve at all, some improved a little, and some did not do as well as their diagnostic exam. However, our teacher informed us that that's normal and you're still learning and you still don't know all the material yet. Probably one of the best things about the practice test that Kaplan gives is that it not only prepares you for the time constraints on the actual PCAT, but they're harder than the actual PCAT. Now, anywhere that you read on any type of forum, on Student Doctor Network or Reddit, everyone's going to tell you Kaplan is harder than the actual PCAT. At least the bio and chem sections are. And from personal experience, that is true. However, I do feel like if you can prepare yourself on Kaplan and do well in Kaplan, then you should be completely fine for the actual PCAT. Because of this and all the classes we had, it does take a lot of time and it is a lot of material. I took the class during the summer because I knew I would have more time to focus on studying and be able to prepare myself to the best of my ability to take the PCAT. If you are planning on studying during the semester while you are taking classes, I do not recommend the online class because of the workload and how much it requires for you to do for the class to be effective. Now, if you feel like you can handle it and maybe you're not taking the hardest classes this semester, then sure, go for it. But I have to warn you, it is a lot of material. In my personal opinion, I would recommend Kaplan Online, mostly because I have not had all the prereqs for bio. I'm missing microbiome, anatomy, physiology, and biochem. And because of that, I was really stressing about the PCAT because I wasn't sure if I would be able to even do good on the biological processes. And with Kaplan, with the classes that we had and the study notes and the flashcards, it really helped me learn everything for the PCAT. Well, I hope this video has helped a little, and if you have any other questions, just comment down below. And if you want to hear anything else about pharmacy school or the PCAT, just let me know. Bye!